Welcome, 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 everyone. My name is Marie-Yves Nadine Jean-Baptiste, and I'm the owner of the Saint Yves Law Firm here in Towson, Maryland. So I wanted to come at you today with just a couple of tax updates stemming from the IRS websites and some new guidance that has come out recently that I felt were really, really important that everybody should know. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is that the IRS has recently announced that they are in fact issuing interest to any refunds that are issued between April and July 15th, 2020, which is good news because that is just not something that ordinarily happens. The IRS has decided to make this decision simply because of COVID and the delay with everything. The next thing that I wanted to talk to everyone about is the fact that unfortunately there have been some disasters in Mississippi, Tennessee, and South Carolina in April. There was some tornadoes and some flooding, and as a result, FEMA has declared several areas and several counties in all three states to be disaster areas. Most importantly is Clark, Covington, Grenada, Jasper, Jefferson, Jones counties in Mississippi. You have Bradley and Hamilton counties in Tennessee, and you have in South Carolina, you have Aiken, Barnwell, Berkeley, Colton, Hamilton, Marlboro, and some other counties. In the unlikely event, or excuse me, in the likely event that your county is not listed here, you can actually go to the irs.gov website in order to get an updated list of which counties are declared disaster areas. And that's important because the IRS has stated that any of these counties or those subsequently added after this week, or excuse me, after July 15th, any of those counties, if you live in those counties and you have been impacted by the disaster, then your income tax return due date has now been extended from July to October 2020. Once again, that is definitely good news for individuals and businesses who are, currently struggling right now, and if they owe, they aren't able to pay. And for individuals who are due refunds, they of course would benefit by getting interest on any refund that they may receive. As you know, currently taxes are due July 15th, 2020. There is a 3-year statute of limitation for refunds, but there is not a 3-year statute of limitations for if in the event that you owe. So as a result, if you do owe, I do urge that you get your taxes done as soon as possible. For individuals who are unable, for one reason or another, to afford tax preparation services, there are several free websites out there that actually will allow you to prepare your income tax for free with their guidance, of course. Some of those websites are TurboTax, H&R Block, Tax Act, Tax Slayer, American Pledge. That's very important to note that there's the difference between Tax Slayer and American Pledge. The Tax Slayer American Pledge and just a regular Tax Slayer. And then you have easytaxreturn.com. All of these websites do not have a direct link on their website, so it's best that you go to apps.irs.gov/app/free file. Unfortunately, some of these websites have taken a liking to hiding the free file option, so your best bet is going to the IRS website. Alternatively, you can just Google IRS free file and there will be a list. Now, there is a caveat to that. You do have to qualify. From what I've seen, I've done a little bit of research on it. From what I've seen, your income has to be under $69,000, I believe, or you have to qualify for the earned income tax credit. So there's each specific website actually has their own requirement. So the best thing that you can do is, again, go to apps.irs.gov/app/free file in order to check it out, and just to make sure that you are able to qualify, so that way you don't have to pay to get your taxes done. Now, I do want to kind of just put a word of caution on there. If your taxes are complicated and you've maybe had some retirement distributions or anything like that, things that would require a professional such as myself or an accountant or anyone else to look it over and to assess what your situation is, I do not suggest you attempt to do your taxes on your own. However, if you have a very simple tax return and you'd like to file for a refund, or maybe you owe a small amount of money, you might want to look in to see whether or not these websites are good for you. Now, the last thing that I did want to say is that for individuals in Mississippi, Tennessee, and South Carolina who have in fact suffered some kind of loss as a result of the disaster, or they reside in one of these counties, they are eligible to continue to contribute to their IRAs for 2019 up until October 15, 2020, which is when their income taxes are now due. And so that is a great thing, because you have a longer length of contribution. But you do have to keep in mind as to how that will impact your income taxes for the next year. So that's very, very important. So again, my name is Marie-Yves Nadine Jean-Baptiste. I'm the owner and CEO of the Saint Yves Law Firm here in Towson, Maryland. I just wanted to, bring you guys some good news as to some tax extensions and, contributions to IRAs and, interest on income tax refunds, because I'm sure we could all use a break right now. So anyway, have a wonderful and safe July 4th weekend, and drink a couple of beers for me. Have a wonderful day. Take care.